What's up, everyone? Welcome into Dodger Heads, presented by DodgerBlue.com, the home of the 2020 World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers, and the best place to go for Dodger news and analysis. My name is Jeff Spiegel, and I've got an exciting conversation today. Sarris of The Athletic put out a post today talking about who is the best starting rotation in all of baseball. Now, as a Dodger fan and the one following sort of the hot stove and rumors that have come about of late, you know that this is kind of a conversation that Dodger fans and Padre fans have been having, especially after the trade of Blake Snell coming over to the Padres. Are the Padres the best rotation in baseball? Well, interestingly enough, according to Sarris, he actually has the Dodgers as the number one rotation in all of baseball. Okay, now, how did Sarris arrive at the conclusion that he did? First, numerically, he looked at a number of things. He factored in projections from places like Fangraphs, injury likelihood, command ratings, as well as stuff ratings. Now, when you average all of those things out, the Dodgers were number one in average of those things. So to go through them really quick. As far as projections go, depth charts, WAR, that kind of stuff, the Dodgers were number 2 on Fangraphs and number 3 according to a system called the BAT in all of baseball. Injury likelihood, they were 10th in baseball. Command, 21st in baseball. Stuff, number 1 in baseball. When you average all that out, number 1. The Padres, on average, were actually number 7. Now, Sarris's argument wasn't entirely based solely on these averages. That was kind of his starting place. But when he did create his own rankings, he had the Dodgers 1 and the Padres 2. Here's what he had to say about the Dodgers. Quote, number 1 in stuff, young enough that the rotation is not necessarily at risk for decimation, and a darling of the projections. The Dodgers rotation is still king. Clayton Kershaw and Walker Buehler as the leading men, with Julio Urias ascendant, means the front end is strong. But the back end is not so risky either. Yes, Tony Gonsolin's command issues might be in our mind after that postseason, but he does well by stuff, including having a top 10 fastball by QoS+. And yes, the league is going away from the sinker, but Dustin May has spades of velo and movement. And ... they're not done yet. They probably have enough money to augment the rotation and make up the difference between them and the Padres in projections right now. Again, the Padres are number 2. Now, what reactions to that? One thing I'll say, David Price gets no mention in that. Most people, I think, have Price penciled in somewhere as a number 3, 4, or 5 starter. I don't know if Sarris is operating under the assumption that Price isn't a sure thing to play. I know a lot of people have been speculating on that front, but ultimately it's just speculation. So I'm interested to see what he thinks about Price, because again, he mentions 5 players and David Price is not one of them. Daniel and I have spoken on this show. We think Price is going to be in the rotation. All things considered, it would likely either be May or Gonsolin or Urias. We both think May, who would kind of be the odd man out. That said, 2021 is going to be another bizarre season. The Dodgers are going to have a lot of 6-man rotation stuff. So there's that. Now, what's fascinating is this idea that they're not done yet, that they have money to augment the rotation and make up the difference. The problem with that is if they do spend money on the rotation, that person would then take away a spot from Urias, Gonsolin, or May, who are all valuable pieces. Now, obviously, if you go out and get an elite starter, whether it's in free agency like Trevor Bauer or through trade, guys like Sonny Gray, Luis Castillo, names that have been mentioned before, that could be different. But I'm not sure the Dodgers actually are going to add to, especially if most people, Sarris included, think the Dodgers already have the best rotation in baseball. So I know a lot of people look at Urias, Gonsolin, and May, and they might be a little bit nervous, Price in there as well, and say, well, is that really proven? Kershaw getting up there in age. But I think it's reassuring. I think it shows how spoiled we can be as Dodger fans to know that, yes, people around the league still think the Dodgers are the best. It may not stack up to the best that we've seen in the last 5 years, but it still stacks up when it comes to other teams. What do you think below? Are the Dodgers in need of augmenting and adding to this rotation, or do you think they're set as it goes? Let us know below in the comments. And stay tuned. We've got some more stuff coming today and over the weekend, so we're excited to share that with you. We appreciate you as always. Enjoy the rest of your day.